right, thank you. We're exciting day for us right now. Getting a bunch of new guys into our family that come here to play football, to be part of the Mississippi State Bulldog family. For us, I guess, as everybody likes to say, another we had a top 25 recruiting class, which we'll see. Hopefully it pans out that way too, that they turn that into being a top 25 football team, which is even more important, the production that we have out there on the field. And we'll see how these guys continue to grow and continue to develop. We were very fortunate. We had a large number of guys enroll early, mid-semester, so a lot of this year's recruiting class was already on campus today. Guys like when you look at a Keaton Thompson, who one of the premier quarterbacks in America, instead of going through signing day and putting hats on today, he was up going through mat drills at 6 a.m. this morning and getting ready to throw some balls and learn how to read coverages with us and study the system. But very, very excited. The guys coming in today, when you look at some of these guys coming to come play for us, I couldn't be happier to have Willie Gay and Kylan Hill stay at home. Right here, two local guys get to come make their hometowns proud, get to make people in Mississippi proud. Playing for their state university is a huge deal. I think if you saw the schools and you watched their signing day celebrations, you see how appreciative everybody was of the school and how excited everybody was. All the people at school were that they're going to stay near home and come represent their hometowns and their states. We have a wide range of guys from. Some big offensive linemen with Josh Cooper and Montravius Richardson and Cordavian Suggs coming in. We got some girth, and we added some girth, came in early, but today added some more girth with Big Josh is an enormous human being. And that's us being very nice at 355, putting it on there for him so he can feel good about himself. Montravius, a big guy, really athletic, and Cordavian Suggs really getting to come home. Is from Jackson, even though he went to Fletcher High School in Jacksonville, Florida, is originally from Jackson and grew up here in Mississippi, and really excited about him. The Aaron Odom, defensive end, a great pass rusher. I think 28 sacks last year. Going to do a great job of adding pass rush and help us immediately as a pass rusher coming off the edge. Again, deciding to stay home here in Mississippi and represent the people of the state. With the type of young man he is. And then you look at some of the national prospects. Tyler Dunning from St. Thomas Aquinas, a national prospect from a national program down in Fort Lauderdale. Noah Ellis, one of the premier defensive linemen in the country, coming to come play for us from all the way out in Colorado. Did a great job. I'm pleased with our coaches. When you look at what our coaches have done, Brian Baker doing a great job with getting a Noah Ellis for us. Working hard on Aaron Odom, coming in there to get that done. Greg Knox, very involved with Noah. With Aaron Odom, really the primary recruiter for both Kylan Hill and Willie Gay. An unbelievable job by him. John Hevesy getting us the offensive lineman that we were able to get in today. But you'll look at what we were able to do with the other guys coming early. So I'm pretty fired up. I'm excited. As always in recruiting, how's this class going to be? We'll find out 3 years from now, right? I remember standing up here a long time ago now. I guarantee I wasn't even standing up here because this building wasn't even around back then. And everybody's worried about a recruiting class that contained a bunch of no-name players like a Preston Smith and a Dak Prescott. And, who are these guys? We're never going to win with these guys. Josh Robinson, what's this running back? I know this, guys. These guys, they came to Mississippi State because they want to work hard. They want to be developed just like guys in the past, all these different players have in the past. That they want to push themselves, that they came here to work every single day, both on the field and off the field, in the classroom, in the community, in every part of their life, to be developed, to be champions in whatever it is they do. And that's what we take a lot of pride in, that these young men see what our program's about, see how we develop. They understand develop young men. They understand the hard work that goes into it. And for them today to believe in that, to buy into that, says a lot about the character of who these young men are and the futures that they're going to have. So I'd love to open it up for some questions. And
Coach, with the large December signing class and all that you goes, how much did it allow you to be selective in this spring's recruiting?
Well, we didn't have a huge number. I mean, maybe we ended up with a pretty decent signing class with graduating some players and some spots open there. But I think it just kind of played out that way. I think a lot of people are going to question, was it a plan to have this? We don't ever have a set number of junior college players or high school players, particularly that we're looking that, in separating those numbers. It just kind of played out that way. One of the things we always start with is let's look at home. Let's look at great players in Mississippi. We're able to do that, and there were a bunch of young men that in the junior colleges, some we placed there. Some that we thought could make immediate impacts on our team with getting those guys in early. Having 4 high school guys come in there, 3 from Mississippi. I know when I first came here 8 years ago, and we even suggested that a high school player graduate early from Mississippi, they've thrown me out. I got thrown out of a high school once when I suggested that one day, and the principal threw me out of the school and said, we don't do that here. We're not letting you graduate players early. So to have 3 guys from Mississippi graduate high school early is huge, and really lets them accelerate their career. And as you said, I think it maybe took some of the excitement out of today and the craziness out of the day with only signing a small number of people today.
First year to have Pat Alston and Rod Gibson and Brad Peterson on staff. How did you feel like they handled this year, and especially down the stretch when you can get Pat Alston and Brad on the road? How did you feel like they handled that, especially with guys, those in-state guys that they were on?
They did a good job. They learned a lot. I think they have, being on the other side of it, they have a great new appreciation of what goes on here as it gets close to signing day. So I thought they did a great job. In our first year, we're fortunate in expanding our recruiting department. To try to catch up with maybe some other schools in the Southeastern Conference, and those guys came in, did a great job of getting things done and helping us set the table in recruiting, and I think. I can guarantee you they learned a lot because they said, boy, we didn't know it was like this on this side of it. And they knew that, the high school side of it, but they didn't know it was like this on the college side of it. Good. We can be, boy, you had me excited right there for a second.
Coach, you mentioned about the offensive linemen, a lot bigger guys than normal. Just talk about going that route, and a lot of, you're talking 6'6", 6'7", 6'8".
Well, it's a good thing we got some tall quarterbacks coming here with the size of those guys. Well, I think sometimes an offensive lineman, you're going one of two directions with them. Very rarely do they come completely ready to go coming out of high school. So we either got to get them bigger or get them smaller one way. And some of the guys this year we're going to have to slim up and get them a little bit smaller. I think having that size, what we evaluate to me is the athleticism. So the fortunate way to have guys that have the athleticism that these guys have with the size on top of it is a big bonus, and should help us have a bigger offensive line to hopefully run the football in the future.
You had a long-time in-state commit, and Aaron Odom flipped to Louisville, and he flips back today. What have the past couple of weeks been like with him, and what kind of went down with his recruitment?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'd answer that better. We've kind of tried to stick with him the whole time, in how he was. But everybody handles recruiting different, and so I think we had some good talks over the last couple of weeks, and after that went down, and I think he talked and he understood. He really wanted to stay home. He wanted to stay home and represent the state of Mississippi, and and I think you get caught up in a lot of the recruiting hype sometimes. And I think there was a little bit of that. He got caught up in some of the hype, and at the end he realized, this is where he belonged, and this is the family he wanted to be in. And, I think at the very end he kind of quieted it down and shut everything down and kind of went a little dark, because of all the attention it brought early on.
With those additions to the recruiting staff you mentioned, how valuable was that with the changes you had in the assistant staff positions? And related to that, do you have any timeline on replacing or filling those positions in coming weeks?
We would. I'd like to get the staff in place in the very, very near future for us to finish and complete our coaching staff. Certainly having those guys here and the ability that that they ended up taking some of the full-time positions to go out on the road recruiting helped with some familiarity with guys. But I think those positions, if you start to also look at what we're able to do, not just not just gathering information on local players, but gathering information on players from around the country, certainly it helped out in getting guys like a Tyler Dunning, on board, like like a Noah Ellis, even a Tucker Day, who we get we have three All-Americans, and he's one of our All-Americans in the group. Tucker is, and excited to have him, that he can both punt and kick, come in, and there's a good chance he'll be our kicker next year. I know in his mindset that's the attitude he's coming in to take that job.
Keaton Thompson is different than a guy like Dak as a high school prospect. I mean, Keaton, all schools knew who that guy was. How excited are you to be able to coach that guy from your experience as coaching up quarterbacks and all that?
Well, I think it's huge. He came here because he knows how we develop quarterbacks. And even though early on in recruiting it wasn't as highly recruited, as a lot of guys around the country, and he ended up having a spectacular senior year, which maybe didn't surprise me at all, because I knew the type of player he was when he committed to us a long time ago. But I think he knows coming in, he's got an unbelievable opportunity to get on the field early in his career. I think if you look at how we've been able to develop quarterbacks, and I think I hope he's as excited to be here as I'm as excited as he is here, because he's got that factor. He wants to learn. He's a sponge right now. Wants to absorb. Wants to get out there and work on the field. Wants to get in the classroom and learn. And with the quarterback situation, we need that, because he's going to have the opportunity to be on the field playing for us right away next year.
Defensive coordinator switch. What impact do you think that had on this year's class?
I think a lot. With the look at the defensive guys coming in, there's a lot of excitement with it. And we're able to go out and get one of the premier coordinators in the nation, in Todd Grantham. And if you look what he's done as a coordinator, at Georgia, at Louisville before he came here, you look at track record. He fits what we want on defense. Which is a guy that's going to bring an attacking style. Guys are always going to play hard. They're great against the run. Physical defense. So I think that helps solidify what our image is here of what we expect defensively, and certainly helped close out and having the guys that we got on the defensive side of the ball.
And just on the 13 early enrollees, that seems like a high number from my point of view at least. Have you ever been part of a class that was that high in early enrollees?
We've been close. We've been close a bunch. I think that's our most here at Mississippi State. I think at Florida, I've been at Florida, where we had a lot in a couple of years. We had a lot of high school guys come in early. So I don't know if we've hit 13, but we've been up there before. So I think it's a big advantage for those guys. They're getting the opportunity to go, not just getting a huge jump in off-season conditioning. They're going to get the opportunity to go through spring ball to learn the offense and the defense. And they get a huge jump academically starting their college career. So it is a really big advantage for them.
With having most of the class already in here, didn't that make things any less stressful for you as a coaching staff this morning, or were things as intense as ever in that room?
No, it always is that way. It's a pretty intense day. You're looking at it's a huge deal for your future. The future of the program, and I guess I look sometimes back to when I was 17 and 18 years old and the decisions I was making. I'll be right up front with you. I probably wasn't always making the best decisions in life at 17 and 18 years old. Hopefully I made some good ones, a bunch of good ones as well, but you're looking there and you're looking at these decisions affect, our program and our future, and you hope that, to me, that guys are making decisions for the right reasons. I don't know if it was any less exciting, any less stressful, just the numbers of guys coming in was less this year, and maybe the same next year. We have a real small senior class next year, so it might be the same way next year.
Coach Colin Hill, obviously a local prospect, but also one of the more explosive running backs in the country. able to get him committed early. What did you see in him that made you feel like he was a priority target?
Well, I thought, we looked at him, and I thought he was one of the best, if not the best running back in the country. Certainly the best, I thought the best running back in Mississippi. When you watch what he brings to the table, just the physical ability to run the ball between the tackles, breakaway speed when he gets into the second level. One of the most amazing things, too, I saw about him this year, I think he had 7 or 8 touchdowns called back. But, it's not about the touchdown called back to me. It's about the next play. And you watch the intensity he still goes out with the next play. There was not a head down. There was not a, what's going on. I mean, after touchdown number 8 on the season of your long runs gets called back, you'd think, are you going to shrug, shrug the shoulders, like, what's going on? Continues to play hard every single day. He's a physical runner that has great skills once he gets in the open field. And, so he was a top priority, catches the ball really well out of the backfield as well, and is going to be a weapon for us early in his career.
Coach, in bringing in a linebacker of this class, were you just looking for a nice size, athletic type guy in Willie Gay?
Oh, no, I mean, Willie's a special player. We expect Willie to be able to come in and play right away day one for us. I think he has size, he has speed, he has athleticism. And you watch him, he's a productive player on film. One of the things we have to do is really work to accelerate him, and I expect him to be in the rotation week 1 next season.
Have you talked to John Cohen about the contract near deal or extension at this point? Anything to say about that?
He's back here. I'll grab him afterwards. Maybe we'll have a word or two about that.
No pressure.
Yeah, well, no. You know what? We've worked on it. I think we're pretty close to getting all that stuff done. Which is really exciting for me. I love being here. Love being the head coach here. I love what we've been able to build here. And even this time around, you look at recruiting of the type of players we're able to bring in. We have such a unique situation, and I think I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate with the administration here, with the fan base here. That we have great trust in the fan base. That I sometimes don't. I'm not bound to recruit by the star system. There's trust that when we evaluate a player, we think this guy can really help us and be special. There's a tremendous amount of support from everybody, from what we've been able to do in the past, and so it's a unique situation, I guess, in a lot of coaching world, and it's one of the reasons that I love being here. And you look at the support we've had from the administration, the support we've had from the fan base, what we've been able to build. I remember, 8 years ago, I think coming here, the talk was, I want to build a program that has really high expectations. We've certainly been able to do that. When a 6-win season is kind of like, oh, that's okay. Bowl wins, had a good finish. Everybody's happy with how the year finished. Those last 2 games put a smile on everybody's face, right? If we do get into negotiations, say with John, I'm going to walk him right by that Egg Bowl trophy, and I might put it right on the table in the middle, because I know that always helps for our fan base. But no, how everybody's bought in and what we've been able to do, where we've raised expectations to me in this program. We're not just our coaches, not just our administrators, our student body. You have to go back a long time for any student at Mississippi State that enrolled in school that hadn't gone to a bowl game. And so that's what makes it so special. That's why I enjoy being here. And hopefully we get this done so I get to be here for a long time to come.